Before anything else, let me ask you a direct question. Are you building a future, or are you just surviving alone? Because there is a very common, almost invisible path that leads intelligent, hard-working people full of potential to end their lives isolated and financially fragile. It's not a lack of talent, it's not bad luck, and it's definitely not the system. It's a series of choices repeated over the years, choices that seem harmless, but slowly destroy wealth, authority, and relevance. We live in a time where being alone is seen as being strong. People have learned to say, "I don't need anyone," as if it were a virtue. Asking for help became weakness. Building connections became risky. Being visible became dangerous. So little by little, people close themselves off, isolate themselves, and believe they are protecting their peace. What almost no one tells you is this: isolation does not create power. Isolation creates invisibility. In the real world, the people who grow are not just the ones who work hard. They are the ones who are remembered, the ones who are recommended, the ones who build reputation. Authority is not born in total silence. It is born when people trust you, talk about you, and place you inside opportunities. The biggest financial breakthroughs and life-changing decisions almost always involve people. When you choose to stay alone, you quietly remove yourself from the game. Then something dangerous happens. You start producing a lot and showing up very little. You work more, study more, and push harder, but the results don't follow. Meanwhile, other people, sometimes less qualified, move faster. Not because they are better, but because they are connected. Because they know how to position themselves. Because they are present. The market does not reward only competence. It rewards visibility and trust. Loneliness also destroys your ability to monetize what you know. If you don't connect, you don't build an audience. If you don't build an audience, you don't create influence. And without influence, you will always trade time for money. Trading time for money has a ceiling. Authority scales. When people see you as a reference, opportunities appear, invitations arrive, and money becomes a consequence, not an obsession. But isolation doesn't charge only financially. It charges emotionally and mentally. Without exchange, without challenge, and without support, you lose clarity. You normalize your loneliness and turn it into a story. You say you prefer to be alone, that people only get in the way, that no one can be trusted. But that is not strength. That is avoidance. Loneliness chosen out of fear becomes a silent prison. There are thousands of stories that follow this exact pattern. Competent people, full of ideas, who never built a name, never created a network, never generated collective value. Over time, they stop being remembered, stop being called, and stop being needed. Not because they failed, but because they became invisible. And invisibility does not pay the bills. Building relationships takes effort. It requires maturity, communication, and emotional intelligence. People make mistakes. People disappoint. People fail expectations. But avoiding all of that costs far more than facing it. Today's comfort charges brutal interest tomorrow. Those who avoid people to avoid pain also avoid growth, money, and relevance. Now here's what almost no one teaches you. Building wealth and authority means building bridges, being useful, helping before asking, sharing knowledge, showing up, creating real value for others. That is how you build audience, trust, and influence. That is how ideas, experience, and skills get monetized. Money follows value, and value is born from exchange. As long as you are alive, you still have time to change direction, time to position yourself better, communicate better, and connect better. Time to stop being just another silent worker and become someone relevant in your environment. Wealth is not only what you accumulate, it is the impact you generate. Staying alone feels safe, but it is expensive. It costs opportunities, authority, and money. If you remain invisible, the outcome is predictable: financial and emotional isolation. The decision is now in your hands. Stay closed, or start today building connections that turn effort into results. Because in the real world, those who are not seen are not remembered, and those who are not remembered rarely prosper.